We're just getting reaction from the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, posting online just when it seems there are no words left to describe the living hell in Gaza. A new one has been added: famine. This is not a mystery. It is a man-made disaster, a moral indictment and a failure of humanity itself. Famine is not only about food, it is the deliberate collapse of the systems needed for human survival. People are starving, children are dying, and those with the duty to act are failing. As the occupying power, Israel has unequivocal obligations under international law, including the duty of ensuring food and medical supplies of the population. We cannot allow this situation to continue with impunity. No more excuses. The time for action is not tomorrow, it is now. We need an immediate ceasefire, the immediate release of all hostages, and full, unfettered humanitarian access. That was reaction from Antonio Guterres, the Secretary General of the United Nations, following that declaration of famine in Gaza City, home to around 500,000 people. These are live images from Gaza. It is 12:25 their local time. You can see the crowd of people there around what we would assume to be a water tanker, a water bowser, potentially fuel, but I should imagine water. People there from the top of your screen walking down, carrying buckets, some of them carrying what appear to be maybe just plastic bags as well. You've got a variety of people, children, small young children, as well as adults, parents. The door of that truck open, you can see the banner, the humanitarian banner on the front of it. Some people climbing up onto the roof of this tanker. You can see that this is a scene that we have seen so many times throughout the course of this conflict. It's a scene that Tess, Ingram, Middle East and North Africa Communications Manager at UNICEF, has seen many times herself. Joining us from Al Mawasi in Gaza, about 15 to 20 miles southwest of Gaza City itself. Good to have you with us. Your thoughts, if you will, on the declaration of famine in Gaza City.
This is our worst fears being realised. Like has been said by previous speakers on the program just now, we have been warning about this consistently for about 22 months now. The group of global experts that today have confirmed famine is occurring in Gaza City and could spread to other parts of the Gaza Strip in coming weeks first warned of the risk of famine in December 2023. And yet here we are in August 2025 and we have a famine on our hands. Despite our best efforts, we haven't been able to prevent this. And that is a shame on the whole international community, because this could have been prevented. Here in Gaza, I've spent the past 48 hours at nutrition points where UNICEF is trying to help malnourished women and children. And these mothers are in tears because they have exhausted all of their options. They are watching their children die, and there is nothing that they can do about it. Imagine being that mother. That is the situation that people are in at the moment. And honestly, the scenes at these clinics has shocked me. I've been to Gaza 4 times, and what I have seen this week is the worst conditions among children that I have ever seen.
You say there, mothers in tears watching their children die and being unable to do anything about it. We've just heard from the Israeli Foreign Ministry. It says the IPC's published a tailor-made, fabricated report to fit Hamas's fake campaign. What do you make of that?
These are claims that we've heard before, and I think they're contradictory to the evidence. They're contradictory to the evidence that we have issued today in this IPC report. They're contradictory to what we are seeing here as humanitarian aid workers on the ground, and to what the people of Gaza understand. They know the conditions that they are suffering through, and for them, for these mothers, for these children, it is very simple. They do not have enough to eat, they are sick and they are weak, they are fainting from the lack of food. This is clear to us, and it should be clear to the international community. It's been live streamed into people's living rooms for almost 2 years now.
The Defence Minister of Israel, Israel Katz, with reference to the military activity in Gaza City, where this famine has been declared, says soon the gates of hell will open upon the heads of Hamas. The impact, though, will be felt widely amongst the civilian population. And the UNRWA boss, Filippi Lazzarini, yesterday said that many people will not have the strength to undergo a new displacement. Many will not survive. What's your analysis of what impact this increased military activity will have on the young people and on the population of Gaza City?
Well, Gaza City is the location where famine has just been classified in the Gaza Strip. So I think the impact of an escalation of military activity in that area is clear. We're talking about a population of almost 1 million people who are struggling to hang on. People are exhausted, they're starving, many have been displaced. We spoke to people there yesterday more than a dozen times in the past 2 years, and they're again facing the prospect of having to move. If people are able to move and they want to move, they have nowhere safe to go. And if they cannot move, for example, if they have a malnourished child, a baby in an incubator, a child in an ICU unit, they are out of options, and they're at serious risk if this military offensive goes ahead. So we are urging for that to be reconsidered, and if it does happen, to make sure that civilians are protected whether they leave or whether they stay, and that they have the basics that they need to survive.
The Integrated Food Security Phase classification has also warned that not just in Gaza City is there famine currently, but it could spread to regions including Deir al-Balah and Khan Yunis, which saw widespread fighting in previous months. It warns that famine could be there by the end of September based on current projections. What would it take? How much aid do you need to stop and reverse this situation?
I think that's a real risk. As I said, I've been to these nutrition points in Deir al-Balah the last 48 hours, and the scenes were beyond belief. I met a little girl called Noor who was born healthy at 4 kilograms, and now at 14 months old, she is just 5 kilograms, about half of what she should weigh. Her 2-year-old brother is malnourished, her mother is malnourished, and that is not an uncommon story. This is what we have to address. At the moment, we are getting dozens of trucks into the Gaza Strip every day. We need 500 or 600, and we've proved that that's possible. We can do that if we're enabled. We did it during the ceasefire, and that's the volume of aid that's needed to stop this famine from spreading. The time is now. We need the Israeli authorities to open all of the crossings, to allow aid in at scale, and then to enable us to move that aid quickly and safely to the people that need it, wherever they are, including in Gaza City.
Tess Ingram of UNICEF joining us from Al Mawasi in Gaza. Appreciate your time. Thank you so much.